Bull or bear? I'm rolling my Gettysburg 5-ounce ATB coin, and it comes up a bull. Man, those things sound like hubcaps. Good evening, folks. What's up? I haven't been on here for a couple weeks here, so glad to be back. Hope everything's well with all of you, and got my live fish cam up as I normally do in Deerfield Beach. Kind of looks a little fishy to me. So well, anyways, lots to talk about here, kind of. Lots to talk about, but kind of the same old SOS, same old shinola, or whatever you want to call it, shinola, to talk about. But some cool things. We're seeing gold prices up and all that, but we'll get into that in a moment. Let's first talk about gold prices. And as I said, didn't even take a minute. Took a second there. And what have we got going on out here? Gold up significantly. It's broken its all-time high, but it's not the first. That's why I'm not so excited about it. When it first broke to this level, 2100, I was expecting this. I think most of us are expecting it to gold to make that next climb up to the next level. You know, it's neared that 2100 mark so many times. I mean, again, when you watch gold and silver like I do 5 days a week, you know, it's kind of like the not the Maytag. I'm not slow. The Maytag guy was very slow. I guess it's best not to refer yourself to as the Maytag guy, but the donut guy. It's the time to make the donuts. You know, get up early in the morning, make the donuts. Well, that's me. I'm the retail sales guy, and I do also wholesale work, as you know. I watch the gold prices, silver prices, platinum prices on a daily basis. I mean, sometimes every couple minutes, and multiple times during the day, hundreds of times during the day. I will say that I'm constantly, and even the evenings, I'll check the gold prices and silver prices as well. But I'm constantly looking at them. So I think that when I have a kind of a macro perspective because I've been doing it so long. That I can kind of see the big picture of gold, silver, and platinum. Unlike a lot of people, especially people that are chartists, bless their hearts. They're doing the best they can with their charts, but and the self-professed experts out there as well. Well, anyways, let me not go down that rabbit hole. And gold up 21.28, not unexpected by me. Again, it's not a matter of when gold was going to hit 2100. I mean, if gold was going to hit 2100 and even higher. We're going higher than this, folks. That's for damn sure. Again, it's just a matter of when exactly. And I think we were long overdue for gold for sure. But gold hitting its all-time high multiple times over the last since 2012 was the second all-time high after the 1980s. Which inflation adjusted, I still don't think we've surpassed the 1980s market in gold, and definitely not silver. We'll get to that in a moment. But we've not surpassed the 1980s gold market at all. If you think about it, I think gold was at an all-time high of 800 or 900. I should know that, but I'm just saying in that range, and I think it depends on if you're looking at London or futures markets or whatever. But let's just say that range, inflation adjusted for today's dollars, is probably much higher. Well, let me just say, I venture to say that, at least $2,500 gold inflation adjusted. That would probably be on the low side, conservative side, is where gold would have to be to match the prices that we saw in, again, 1980. But remember, 1980 was a unique time. Silver was very unique because you had the Hunt brothers out there that were cognizant of the non-ability of COMEX and other bullion banks to produce silver because they didn't have it. They just had these big naked contracts like they do with today, derivatives like COMEX does. But gold was a unique thing. Gold, of course, brought up the price of silver as well, but gold was unique in the fact that we were at interest rates that were 1980s, late 70s, early 80s or something like that. We had interest rates that were phenomenal. I mean, I think fixed, some of the home rates were like 12%, 15%. People were paying 12 and 15% for home loans. And I believe CDs were maybe 12% or even higher at some point. So interest rates were dramatically higher. But that was another era of time where inflation and the loss of the value of the dollar, the value of the dollar or the buying power of the dollar declining dramatically. Again, that was the next period when we got off the gold standard, when we become a fiat nation mostly, tax and spend nation mostly. It caught up to us in the 80s somewhat, and that's the result of the higher gold prices, interest rates that were over the top. And getting back into wars after being out of wars for so long. We were in Vietnam, remember, we were out of there for a long time. Then in the 80s, all of a sudden things started heating up in the Middle East and here and there. But that's kind of the cycle, I guess. But again, rabbit holes, I don't want to jump down there. Talking about silver, 23.69 right now. I mean, what a freaking disappointment. What is the ratio? Let's just take a look here real quick. 2,128.03 divided by 23.695 equals.
It's approximately 89.8092.
Okay, we're basically 90 to 1 right there, to be precise, up to a couple digits. 90 to 1, I mean, the ratio is not crazy, but it's a lot higher than it tends to be, or it has tended to be on average over the last 30 years or something like that. Now, when we get to big bull markets in both gold and silver, that ratio has tightened up as, tight as, I think, 30 to 1 or something like that. You guys do the math, but there you go. Silver just dragging behind, but it has everything to do. Silver market, again, not organic. Gold, more organic. And to kind of explain why gold is more organic, because gold is much harder to manipulate than silver. Gold is a much, much larger market than, let's see if we can get Siri to answer that. It's unlikely, but let's see. How big is the gold market in dollar volume?
Here's what I found.
Ranks the world's largest. Let's see if we can even get something out of here. I don't want to lose my page there, but I probably did by doing that. No, I did not. Okay, let's see here. Trading volume. Let's see if we can get anything. 240 billion. Let's see. That would be S&P is 240 billion. Gold is up in that. That's quite a bit though. $130 billion. What is that? Average daily trading volumes? $130 billion. That's a lot actually. And we'd have to take a look at silver and everything. But anyway, you got my point. Gold is a much larger market than silver is. I mean, take a look at it. It's up there with Dow Jones also. I mean, any average daily trading volumes. That's if I trust this chart. I haven't fact checked it, so some of you guys can do that. But take my word for it, gold market is much larger, much, much larger. And you've got exchanges in China, you've got exchanges in London, the crooked LBMA, and we know they're crooked. You got the crooked Crimex market in gold. But again, between the Russian markets, the Chinese markets, and other markets out there, it's a much wider market. Not to mention, remember, what do central banks own? They don't own silver, they don't own platinum, they don't own palladium, they don't own crypto, they own gold. Central banks own gold, okay? So much harder market to manipulate, and a market that they don't want to manipulate as much because they have a vested interest not to manipulate it downwards. Silver's a whole different story. Silver is a small market, 20, again, counterintuitive to every level. And there's only two scenarios that I see here. Gold is hitting some all-time highs. It probably could pull back here a little bit. Will it? I don't know. Again, you never know when you're ready to see a bull market. These things just pop up on you. You have these oh shit moments. And basically, that's it. Hang on a second. I'm eyeing some guy screwing with my stuff outside. Anyways, I think he's just checking out my bike. My motorcycle, I got it parked right outside my store. By the way, it's spring break here, and we've got all kinds of... I'd show you what spring break looks like here in Fort Lauderdale area, but I'd probably get censored for it, so better to keep the fish camera up there. But lots of characters walking up and down my street. I'm in a beach town. All right, well, anyway, silver, a much more manipulated market, and boy, let me get a sip here. Talking too much like I usually do. And by the way, yes, I am. It is a wine night, and I think this is a. I don't know what it is actually. Just my girlfriend just bought it, and whatever it is, it's very good. Anyways, silver, highly manipulated market, and of course we know that. I mean, look at J.P. Morgan got fined millions and millions of dollars, and if you take a look, what's going on, we're going to get into that in a moment. Ted Butler recently wrote an article about the CFTC's non-response to J.P. and Morgan, probably and most likely double counting silver inventories to mask the fact that there is a big shortage out there, and besides that, it is illegal. I'm not quite sure if the deferred criminal charges from their last $920 million fine are still in effect, but Ted's letter to the CFTC was met with nothing. But remember, CFTC is a bunch of attorneys that end up working for J.P. Morgan and these other companies. You know how it works with the Treasury Department. These bankers that work for these particular companies usually work for the government or end up working for the government, or one way or another. I mean, they're all in bed with each other. But the CFTC, a bunch of attorneys that are in bed with the crooked Crimex and in bed with the big banks that are manipulating the silver market and the gold market to some degree. But remember, silver is so much smaller, and that's what I've been talking about. Much smaller market, much easier market to manipulate, and we know how it's done. It kind of brings up a story. You all know that. I've been talking about Crimex for a long time, okay? And if you're not sure about it, you know that I've mentioned many times. In fact, that's why I've just been tired of making videos. I'm just tired of being like a broken frickin' record about the criminal Crimex market over and over and over, and the worthless CFTC that does nothing over and over and over about enforcing the rules and regulations in these commodities markets. And silver is such a small market that these big guys just run all over it. And you crypto guys, beware, because your market is on their list as well. And there's ETFs for you folks as well. Crypto market is over. It's going to be run by whales, and that's probably what has created the big ups we're going to see right now. In fact, my opinion is the crypto market is a huge pump and dump market for whales. But aren't they all? Silver the same way. I can't say silver's not. I can prove this with silver. Ted Butler can prove this with silver. We can all prove this with silver. So I guarantee that the crypto market is no different, my friends out there. Even though I'm not a fan of cryptos, I don't believe in them at all. I gotta tell the folks that that do. As a experienced silver person, and you should listen to silver people. Now that your market has gone mainstream with ETFs and BlackRock and J.P. Morgan and all those other different companies, whoever may be involved with this stuff, you guys are screwed as well. But the beauty of silver versus crypto is that silver has a physical use. It is, you can't make electronics with cryptos. You can't. Crypto is nothing really. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but it is. I get it to some degree, but really, if I'm going to hold something, I'm going to hold something that has intrinsic value, has a limited amount of availability to it, and especially if it's used and abused in industry like silver is. Silver is thrown away, I think silver is a much better play. But anyways, man, you can dive down some rabbit holes with this stuff. And Ted Butler talked. You can read this for free, and I recommend you guys do, by the way, gata.org. Great free website that you can read about the manipulation of the price of gold and also the price of silver. GATA would be the experts in how gold prices are manipulated. They talk about the confiscation, which I think is bullshit. Confiscation is nonsense. There was confiscation at one time, but we are no longer on the gold or silver standard, or gold standard. So a president can't say, well, let's confiscate gold, because that would just be mere theft. And if the government wanted just to steal your assets, they would just, not give you your retirement or your Social Security. They would cut it. They would tax your Social Security. Government can steal more with a stroke of a pen from you than they could take from gold. So just remember that. All right. So gold confiscation is bullshit. But meanwhile, gata.org does talk. Great articles here. Russia, China, BRICS team up against the dollar with blockchain payment system. Why Britain is still paying the price of Gordon Brown, bonehead Gordon Brown's gold bullion blunder for selling off their gold a long time ago. Ted Butler, my hero, and I got to tell you, of all the talking heads out there that talk about silver, all right, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is, actually, on corporate media, by the way. If it's on Bloomberg, CNBC, and Fox or whatever, all those financial networks, if it's their gold and silver expert, for the most part, other than Peter Schiff, they're morons. I know more than they do all combined. But when it comes to the online talking, the online people out there, there's some people that know what they're talking about with silver and gold. But by a long shot, Ted Butler is probably the smartest out there. So make sure that you read Ted Butler's article here, the CFTC's non-response. I'd read it to you, but I encourage you guys to do this on your own. You can teach a man, you can give a man a fish and eat for a day. You can teach a man how to fish and eat for life, and that's what I'm here to do, is teach you how to fish. So it's good stuff to read here on gata.org. And let's see here. Fed chairman refuses. Man, trust me, folks, I have no script, as you can tell. So give me 1 second, another sip here. And man, I have been busy. I have been busy as a one-armed paper hanger, and I hope that's not politically incorrect to say. I better stop picking on one-armed people. Lots of respect to you one-armed folks. Well, anyways, EJ and Tony, what else am I going to talk about here? Well, anyways, read this for yourself. Fed chairman refuses to answer Congress's question on gold repatriation, which seems to be happening quite frequently. As you know, Germany's asked for its gold. A lot of other countries have asked for the gold back from the Fed. But the Fed has been absolutely silent on what gold holdings we have. Just as well, and I know I'm bringing up the old conspiratorial stuff, but, Fort Knox. Where is our gold, folks? When is the last time there has been a really decent audit? I think the excuse before was audits are expensive, when they're talking like $1 million or something like that, or a couple $1 million. Hell, I'll do an audit of Fort Knox, and you can surround me with everybody. I'll do an audit of Fort Knox for $1 million. Call me, I'll freaking bid on that deal. And isn't it worth $1 million or $2 million or a couple $1 million to audit Fort Knox, folks? I mean, honestly, put it out for bid. I'll do it, man, and I'll do it for free. In fact, I'll audit the Fort Knox for free. I mean, another rabbit hole to jump to. I mean, there's so many not good things out there, and all we got to do is look at the news. Don't look at the blowing hot air corporate news every day that tells you everything fine. There's no problem. This and this and this. The problem is the blue party, the red party. I mean, they're same old bullshit narratives. War is good, peace is bad. You got to go out there and look for stuff. And if you really look, take a look at stuff like this. VA denies removal of iconic over woke memo circulates. Treason, bombshell. I mean, and these are facts right here. It's going to hell, is it hell in a handbasket? Or, boy, I'm getting old, I'm losing it. I forgot those little old quotes or sayings or whatever they are. But no less, that's what I like to see, baby. Gold going up, not necessarily who's holding the gold there. My hero, actually, to some degree, I know some of you are going to go, oh, Brian, please. You know what I mean? But I got to tell you, what he's done with Twitter and free speech has been really epic, in my opinion, compared to most people in his position and with his money. And I'm a big fan of Twitter right now. I kind of go out, and I'll show you my Twitter site here. His free speech, again, remember the First Amendment, the Second Amendment is in case they forget about the First Amendment. And you let me know who said that, because it's not an original thing. And I heard it and I said, I love that. It's true. The reason the Second Amendment is there is in case the First Amendment doesn't work. And I have to agree with that 100%. Like the guy, to some degree, don't know enough about him, but I do know that I like the fact that he's told the truth about some certain things, and that's why the certain party is calling him a crackpot, and they hate him, and they wouldn't let him run in their party. I think that's the worst thing that the Blue Party ever did is lock this guy out. He would have been their shoe-in to some degree, but tells you where the narrative and who controls and who pulls the strings. Big pharma, big money, big elitist money. That's why he's not winning. That's why he's not on the DNC. Because I tell you what, I got to tell you, Trump would have a hard time running against this guy if this guy was running on his own as a Democrat. And I think he's going to pull a lot of votes as an independent as well. But this is not a political channel, so we'll kind of let that go. And my gosh, you know what? I got to turn the other way because it's spring break and the distractions are just too much for me, folks. I'm sorry. I know. Petty, small-minded men. So much bad stuff out there. So much bad stuff. And this particular war should have been over before it even started. Joe Biden's war. And that's my honest opinion. It's definitely Joe Biden's war. But nothing good out there, folks, which leads me to every belief that why is gold and silver not much higher? Well, we know why silver is. Small market, highly manipulated. And at some time, it's going to take off soon. I'm kind of jumping around here a little bit. Let's go back to where we were. 90-to-1 ratio. There's a couple things that are going to happen here for sure. All right. This ratio will tighten up at some point. And if we don't see this ratio tighten up, there's something strange going on. And we could either A, we're going to see higher gold prices, or B, we're going to see gold stay the same and silver kind of come up to a certain level where that gold to silver ratio decreases. Or we've seen it in the past, the gold to silver ratio can go to 120-to-1 or even higher. I mean, we don't have any kind of reason to believe it couldn't even go higher to that. That gold could go up higher and silver could stay in this range. But remember, it's artificial. And what happens when they artificially rig these markets, they really kind of screw the market itself, and they screw themselves, actually, to some degree, as Ted Butler points out many times, because there's an artificial belief of how much silver is actually available. And don't forget, silver is not like Bitcoin and other kind of pieces of paper. Silver is used in industry. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars used in the photoelectronic industry, in the solders that we use in everyday electronics, and just general the medical industry. So silver is a used product. At some point, when this market, silver market, gets so out of alignment, and that the basically the only silver that's available is in the form of paper, the industrial people are going to freak out. They're going to have to supply their product. They're going to have to build their products. They're going to have to build a solar. They're going to have to build electronics. They're going to have to use the stuff for medical stuff. All right. So what's the alternative there? They're going to have to offer higher prices for real silver. They don't want the paper shit. They're not interested in that. But anyway, it's a long story that we've talked about a million times, and I don't want to go there again. And watch my past videos, all right? I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Such a hypocrite. They always are. Whether it's the far left or the far right, they're hypocrites, And who am I to say? Even people in the middle can be hypocrites, but this one is really, oh my gosh, How do they get in office? I just don't know. All right, let's get out of it. I could go on all day long with this stuff right here. Let's talk about premiums. All right, where are we going to go with premiums? Gold prices and silver prices and premiums on products. Things are still very slow in the retail gold and silver market. It tells me a couple things, folks. It tells me that, number one, a large amount of precious metal people that have been following metals for years, even people like myself and people that have been following metals for less than I have, even for people that have been following metals the last year or two, are bought in. They bought their metals, and I believe that there's a shrinking amount of Americans that are knowledgeable and familiar with why they want to own precious metals, especially physical metals like gold, silver, and platinum, all right? So, and most of those folks are bought in. And a lot of folks think, what's going on? But remember, Americans and most people, except for maybe the Chinese and Indian people, people from India, they own physical gold. Americans own very little gold. We're bought in. Europeans are probably even less than us. Again, other than Asian countries, a lot of people are bought in, especially in this country, and this is why we're seeing lower premiums. The people that are in the know, the precious metals people, the people that have been watching it for the last couple of years, the majority of buyers in precious metals that are familiar with metals are bought in. They're not buying anymore. We are seeing people trickle in, and that includes large buyers too, not just small buyers. So I think the small percentage of Americans, and we are a small percentage that own physical, are bought in already. And even a small percentage of people that own ETFs, like GLD and SLV, are bought in already. So this is why we're seeing the slowing of the premiums. People are calling saying, well, gold's up 2,100. Why are you paying spot or near spot or a little bit over spot for Eagles when a couple years ago they were 200 or 300? Well, the buyers have backed off, and the buyers have backed off for that reason. As I said, they're bought in. I think that's the honest reason that we're not seeing it. We haven't seen that new wave of gold buyers. However, if we see a sustained movement, in my opinion, in this $2,100 plus level, we will see additional gold buyers come in. Premiums will start to change. And I believe to the upside, because the more buyers you get in, the premiums get higher. More people need the product, so they're willing to pay more, and they cost more, so they'll sell it for more. Supply and demand, simple supply and demand. But again, where does this leave silver? Silver, I think, gold's going to move. Gold's going to move up. I think we've created a new level here. Will we back off? Could we back off to 2,000? Yeah, highly possible. Probable? Maybe. But again, we've already tested this new level, so this is it. We're going to go higher than this at some point, but we will see a back off. But silver just not following. And again, why? Because it is run by a bunch of freaking crooks. All right? And why do you not have to worry about that? Is because they have screwed this market up so badly. Like I said, silver is needed. It is a critical metal for industry, you could even call it a strategic metal. Silver is a strategic metal. And when the lack of silver causes the decline of manufacture of electronic equipment, photo electronics, or I guess solar as well, and medical, you better believe that there's going to be some big changes going on, and we're going to see that pretty soon. I think it's highly likely that in the next couple years, we are more likely to see silver double and triple in price than we are gold, for sure. Okay, where do I see gold going? Man, I'm surprised at what didn't hit $2,500 10 years ago. So that should tell you where I'm at. Timing is everything, folks. But the question is, will it? Spring breakers, damn, they're noisy people, but oh, jeepers, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, they like my bike. Well, anyways, oh wow. All right, you gotta love spring break in South Florida. And it ain't the fishes. Anyways, let me move along here. Sorry about that. I know, crass. Where else am I going with this? Well, premiums. We're going to talk about premiums there. Premiums are still super cheap, folks. I mean, you can get, in small quantities, we are selling in really, a couple coins. In small quantities, one or, less than 5 coins. We've got plus 55, 110. We're selling gold eagles at spot plus $110. There's a gold eagle for you right there. You guys know what a gold eagle is. There you go. Spot plus 110 in small quantities is what we're getting for them. 1/10 gold eagles, we're getting like spot plus 13% for them. Lower than where it was. I wouldn't recommend 1/10s. And I still like other products other than the eagles, but gold eagles at 110 is not an awful deal. Krugerrands, the real deal out there, if you think about it. Spot plus give me 1 second. Small quantity spot plus $70, about the same price as gold bars right now. So that tells me that gold products are available out there, folks. I mean, you can buy gold products for reasonable premiums. Silver same thing. But meanwhile, let me finish up with gold here real quick. 1 ounce Buffalo's Spot Plus. For some reason, Buffalo's are still up there. They're $5 more than Eagle. Spot Plus 115 in small quantities. There's all the gold products. I don't care who it is. Are really cheap premiums right now. So if you're a buyer of gold and silver physical coin products and bars, you are in a great position right now to buy at low premiums, even though gold prices are up much higher. But I told you this when gold prices were much lower as well. Premiums are down. Good time to buy if you had any money to buy, especially when it was a little bit lower. But I would, even if gold dropped back from where it was right now, would I regret buying at this level? Hell no, because at some point in a long-term, medium, long-term view, it won't matter. Silver, same way, man. 90% silver coin, spot plus $2. I mean, basically, when we were looking at spot plus $4, $5, and $6 at a high on 90% coin. Silver Eagle still overpriced in my opinion at spot plus $4.50, and that's what we got them for in smaller quantities. And 100-ounce bars, I mean, really, spot plus $1.50, 10-ounce bars, spot plus $1.85, 1-ounce bars, spot plus like $1.80. How the hell do you beat that? I mean, those products were like $3, $4, $5 bucks, not, over spot not too long ago when silver was much lower. So I wouldn't be too afraid to buy in at these levels, especially with silver. Gosh darn. Even with silver running at that close to $24 mark right now, I mean, hold on, silver, gold. I'm talking about gold. Even with gold running at this $2,100 mark, it's still cheaper. People, when gold was like 19 and change and almost 2,000, were paying higher than what you're paying for gold eagles right now. And I'm going to talk about silver in a moment here. And let me get to that. Got ahead of myself there for a moment. Silver eagles. Everybody loves silver eagles. Everybody loves gold eagles. God bless America. I like silver and gold eagles myself, folks, but the premiums, this is about money, not about what we like necessarily. Sorry. All right, I got into silver. I got into 90% silver, by the way, and I kind of lost myself, went back into gold. I was looking at a gold eagle on my screen, as you were. So silver, prices are really cheap on that too. I mean, across the board, premiums are really just crazy low. You know what I mean? So if you're a buyer out there, don't worry about premiums. In fact, if you had extra ammunition and you wanted to buy more gold and silver, yeah, you could take a chance to see if gold will go down, and it very well may. But you can't beat the premiums right now on gold and silver products. And speaking of premiums, if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, and you live in South Florida, we're the place to go to. Commercial rare coins and precious metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. I know I'm doing my commercial, and there's our website right there in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Been in the same location since 1995. Whether you're buying $1 worth of gold, silver, and platinum, or millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, platinum, we handle it. We do it all the time, and we know what we're doing. Okay, you're going to get your stuff too, and you're going to get a good product. So keep us in mind if you're buying gold, silver, and platinum. And we beat the big online guys like APMEX, SD&J, and Bullion as well. And the other online guys. Can't beat them all, but we beat the big 800-pound gorillas out there, and we're consistent when we deliver. And again, if you live in South Florida, we are the place to go to. So there you go. There's my spiel on my advertising. Silver Eagle still overpriced, folks. I think 100-ounce bars, 10-ounce bars, 1-ounce generics are still the best deal out there. And that's it. That's just my opinion. All right. I'm happy I'm able to get a video out there. I'd like to talk about, I'd like to answer questions, which is something I do in my videos, as most of you guys know. On last week's, or I'm ashamed to say 2 weeks video, a video from 2 weeks ago. Let me answer some of the questions out here, and I miss you all. I haven't been out here as much as I should. I'm not going to try it. Mao Taoist. All right. Who is the Silver Institute shilling for? Probably the online bullion dealers. That's my guess. No. The Silver Institute is shilling for, I'll tell you, man, absolutely not bullion dealers. Bullion dealers are just peons. I mean, I'm definitely a double, triple peon compared to the big bullion dealers, okay? I'm talking about the distributors that distribute Silver Eagles and stuff like that. But those guys, the big guys that actually do the distribution, peons. The Silver Institute doesn't shill for them. They shill for the COMEX, Crimex market. That's who they shill for. They shill for the big bankers that manipulate those markets. That's who they show for, sir. Thanks for asking that question. Show Pro, what's up? You are first, in my opinion, even if you're not first, sir. Steve Black says, if everyone and their brother has dumped silver since last, how can there be a lack of supply? You get it, sir. You absolutely get it right now. Keep buying. JP Morgan's agreement to not participate in the silver market expired in September 2023. Wow. Yeah. So perhaps, so they can get back in it. Man, fucking crooks. I know, I said it. I said the F word. If you turn the volume up enough, I did say it. Thanks, Thompson. I appreciate that. Living the dream. Bix, Mr. Morgan. I know who Bix is. That's a dude that sings when he's talking about gold and silver or something. Pretty entertaining. Saw him years ago. You folks got to remember that. It's in precious metals. I do this every day for a living for like 40 years, probably. 40 years, man. And so I don't go home and I watch videos about gold and silver and precious metals or other talking heads that are talking about gold and silver. It'd be like a plumber going home and watching plumbing videos or an electrician watching electrician videos. Trust me, it don't happen. You know what I mean? Unless they're newbies. And I don't try to be rude about that, but I don't know who they are really. I don't know who Mr. Morgan is either. But thank you. Interview Mr. Christian. I'd love to be more involved with other people like that. So if you guys know those people, have them get in touch with me. Love to talk to them. Thanks, Living the Dream. I appreciate you telling us to read God, but I'd rather hear your synopsis. Tim, I appreciate that as well. I didn't give you my synopsis today. I did actually. But man, what if I'm not around? I haven't been around for 2 weeks, Tim. Well, I want to, again, teach you guys how to fish. I don't want to give you a fish every day, and I'm not trying to sound weird or anything like that. I'm giving you fish, but, it really is about teaching you guys how to find the information on your own and make your own decisions. See you tomorrow. I hope I did, sir. Will you please let me know when you come in who you are? Say, hey, I'm Mr. COW3. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your service as well. Stopped buying a year ago, but I'm holding what I have. Absolutely, Land Shark. It is a buy or hold market. It is not a sell market. Michael Matthews, a sip of wine to you. Motorcycle Mayhem says fines level against JPM are actually kickbacks, people. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it, sir. Thanks, man. Good evening, Show Pro again. Silver Liner, 4894. Good evening, stranger. Good evening, sir. Hope your health is well and everything's good. At least you gave us a long video on the rebound. I hear a lot of people saying $30 for silver this year. I still don't understand how prices determine every day. The price is determined in a crooked marketplace, sir. So trust me, it's hard to understand, but in the chart guys, like I watch these. There's a guy on YouTube now, and bless his innocent heart, where he was talking about gold or something like that. He had a video. Where the heck is he now? Let me see if I can pick that up. But another chart guy and another guy, showing charts on gold, silver especially, and I'm thinking like to myself, these guys just don't get it. Your charts are useless when you have, when you got that kind of manipulation going on. You can't. All right. Anyways, maybe there's chartists that can pick up manipulation. I don't know. But anyway, let me not go off on another. You know me. I can get backwards real quick. Answer the rest of these questions. Copper Bone says, greetings from the Garden, Missouri. If you're not manipulated for scumbags like me, would not be. Scumbags like you, Copper Bones. Come on, give me a break. Scumbags, my gosh, don't be so hard on yourself. You know who the real scumbags are? They work in Washington, D.C. mostly, and most of them are attorneys that work for the CFTC and other financial markets. And they run markets, too. Those are the scumbags, sir. You are not, my friend. You are part of the fight club for sure. Tinfoil Ninja says tangibles are played out. Thanks, Klaus. Tangibles are played out? Question mark. Thanks, Klaus. Interesting. I have to wrap my mind around that. Thank you. And you're good at that, Tinfoil Ninja. I only buy silver to keep it in balance with my gold, 0.80% in gold, 20% in silver, but as time goes, I've been keeping less and less in silver, working down to 10 to 15%. I know it's heavy, man. I know it's heavy, but if you're young enough, the upside is just too great to get out of silver. Again, I think you're more likely to see a double, triple, quadruple, or more in silver than you will in gold for sure. But I get the storage thing. 100 ounces of silver is about the same price as 1 ounce of gold, and compare that size, a Krugerrand. Big difference there, so I get it. Christopher McCormick, great to have you just listening to me, sir. Hope all is well with you, your family, and your friends. Mario Hostess, key levels 12, 18, 13, 20, 16. Cheaper, cool toys, not economical. Boy, got to wrap my head around that. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you for asking me. I know it's been 2 weeks, guys. I just been, gosh darn, I spent last 3 days doing landscaping at my mother's house. I mean, don't ask me why I did it. I just, that's because Home Depot. There's a Home Depot between me and my mother's house. I couldn't resist doing it on my own. And boy, man, I feel like I've been beat up for it. But that's no excuse. Really, the videos have become more and more talking about manipulation over and over, and telling my friends and my family and my viewers out there, which I consider you guys like my family in a way, that yeah, relax, it's a climax, it's more and more manipulation, blah blah blah. It's just like, man, how many times can I say that shit? But I guess I need to say it a lot. I need to get it repeated out there because you guys need to repeat it, and at some point again we're going to have our oh shit moment because it's going to blow up in their faces, folks. Hager, what's up, dude? Appreciate your time and teaching, and you don't pump or gin things up. You call it like it is. Thank you, sir. Please, I'll be in the Baltimore show in a couple weeks. So if you want to meet me, go to the Whitman Coin Show calendar, and their show's coming up. I think March 20th. I'll be up there. So catch me. I'll be there I'm only going for a couple days, and I'll be up at the front table. I'll be there on Thursday and Friday. I won't be there Saturday, folks. Sorry. Good to hear from you. Thank you, Linda Compton. I hope everything is well with you, your family, and everyone as well. And my best wishes and prayers to everyone out there as well. Thanks for watching my show. And hey, listen, I like Twitter. I'm out there. Brian Kuzma. I don't pump it. I don't really look out there, but I do post my videos. I highly recommend if you're on any social media, especially Facebook, screw Facebook. And I'm not a big fan of the platform where you're seeing this video. But definitely, you got to get on Twitter, man. Any of you people that love free speech, you got to be on Twitter for sure. And also, just in case, I back up my videos here, but not really. Marcelo hasn't done his job here in a little while, but hey, listen, I'll jump in his ass. We'll get those videos updated. But I do update on Rumble in case you don't find me on this particular format. And as I always say, folks, thanks for yourself. Question Authority by Timothy Leary. Again, teach a person to fish, and they'll eat for life. You know what I'm saying? And God, I love spring break. Okay, all right, I'm done. Just think for yourself, folks. Question Authority. And if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any quantities from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth, and you live in South Florida, we're the place to come to. And if you live anywhere outside my area and you might need stuff shipped, I can't do really small quantities, folks. I'm not set up like the 800-pound gorillas are. But I can do larger quantities and larger deals in gold, silver, and platinum, so I can help you with that. And on smaller quantities and stuff, when you guys out there that are buying smaller quantities of gold and silver, I highly recommend find yourself a good local dealer. And if the prices are a bit high, say, hey, listen, never hurts to ask, can you match the online guys? Because I'll beat APMEX, SD, and JM, and your local dealer should as well. But again, if you're buying larger quantities and he doesn't, feel free to give me a call. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a beautiful evening. And I got to get out of this place, man. I'm going to get on my bike and leave. But again, have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon, hopefully. I'll get these videos out faster. I keep promising that, but not promising. I keep saying that, but I'll get it done. Anyway, thanks again. Have a good evening. Bye.